Sunil Gavaskar joins us live, as well as Dean Jones, who joins us live from Melbourne. I'll start with you, Sunny bhai. 326 is what Australia leads by. How do you see this game being played out? Do you think India have any chance going by their past record in this series?
I think the chances are very, very slim because Australia are still calling the shots. They have wickets in hand, and if they bat even for 45 minutes to an hour, that is almost 14 to 15 overs gone out of the 98 possible overs. And they will have obviously added maybe 30, 40 runs, which will mean that India will have to score 350 runs. So they'll need to really bat out of their skins on a fifth-day pitch where Nathan Lyon can exploit the footmarks. It's not going to be easy. I think India missed out an opportunity just after tea when they could have wrapped up the innings or really put Australia under pressure, but that didn't quite happen. So yes, it doesn't look possible for India to win this game.
Right, Sunny, if I was to look at the brighter side, the only brighter side would be, as experts are saying, that this fifth-day pitch in Melbourne is better than the fifth-day pitch that we saw in Adelaide, where India really did well on the fifth day. Do you see that as well?
Yes, it's a lot better pitch than in Adelaide because there's not much turn in it. Adelaide, the ball was turning from pretty much the first or the second day. It's not happening over here at Melbourne. The ball's still coming onto the bat quite nicely. So yes, definitely it's a better pitch than the one in Adelaide. But you know, chasing 300 plus runs on the last day is never easy. You'll need, just like at Adelaide, two people to play a huge innings. Virat got 140, Murali Karthik got 99. I think they'll need maybe 2 or 3 batsmen to really, really bat well for them to get anywhere near what Australia will set them.
Okay, let me go across to Dino. Dino, since no one knows the Melbourne pitch better than you, what do you think will happen tomorrow?
Yeah, it's a very difficult pitch to work out what's the right score to declare on. Now, these drop-in pitches have been around since 1997, and not one team has been successful chasing a score over 250 in that time. Now, the record highest run chase achieved in a fourth innings on this great ground is 332. Now, that all sounds, well, we've got enough runs, Australia. But something tells me we haven't. And it comes down to the way Virat Kohli played, not only in this test match, but in Adelaide, where on a more difficult pitch, they were chasing down 360 and fell, I think, all out for 315. So all in all, I'd like them to get past, bat for another 5 overs, 4 overs, and that will bring in the opportunity, if Australia needs the second new ball after 80 overs to get 7, 8, 9, 10 out, well, so be it. But I still feel that the Australians don't quite have enough runs yet.
What did you make of Kohli's outburst at the press conference yesterday?
I thought it was quite funny. What he was saying. He's almost more Australian than he is Indian. I love the way he is. It's a different way of going about it compared to Dhoni. He's a little bit more secretive and more conservative. Virat Kohli won't play like that. He likes to get in the opposition face. He likes to play like that, and I've got no problem with that. That's the new India now. In the past, they might have sit back and say, "Okay, we'll do whatever you think." But I love the way he plays. I've got no problem with his comments. He's not looking for respect. He's just looking to try and find a win. And that's what they need to play away from home. They've bowled really well to get back in their place. They're not looking for respect. They'll get respect when they start winning. And that's what he wants to do first and foremost.
Right, he's good enough to be an Australian is what you say. I take that as a compliment for Virat Kohli. But Dino, you seem to be the only Australian who's speaking in favour of Kohli at the moment, because Kohli's outburst in the press conference has come in for a lot of criticism from the Australian media and fans alike. Do you think Australia on the whole is finding it tough to deal with an aggressive Indian player? You know, but as you mentioned, most Indian players in the past may have been aggressive with their play, but not with their comments on and off the field.
Maybe it's the new Indian youth coming through, that they want to be the best. They want to be the best in the field in the world. In the past, I think Indians are quite happy to, we'll do the right thing for everyone and let's keep the calm waters and all that type of stuff. Now they're trying to be the best in science. They're trying to get spaceships in orbit. They're trying to push medical boundaries. They're pushing boundaries in cricket. They're running cricket in the world. I've got no problem with the new attitude of India. Maybe he's just an example of the youth that they want to be the best in the world. Michael Jordan had a little bit of arrogance. Greg Norman, Tiger Woods, all the greats have got it. But so why can't an Indian?
Okay, all the greats have arrogance. I don't think it holds true for Sunil Gavaskar, who joins us now. But Sunny bhai, to you, Dino loves him for what he did. What did you make of his press conference?
I just thought that maybe the press conference should have been more about cricket rather than what went on the field, because generally everybody says, including the Australians, that what happens on the field should stay on the field. And I think if Virat had done that and still conveyed the message that he wasn't going to back off, then that would have been good enough. But going on and bringing it out in the open, I'm not too sure that was the wisest thing to do. Simply because he might be the one who might actually get fired up with comments like that. But how does it affect the rest of the team? That's also got to be an important aspect. If this particular way of him tackling the opposition is considered as having some steel, are you trying to suggest that Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid, VVS Lakshman, Anil Kumble, when they played for India, Saurav Ganguly did not have it? They also, they were also very, very tough on the field. Absolutely, massively tough on the field.
Right. But Sunny bhai, everyone has a different way of releasing that steam, isn't it?
Sure, absolutely. There's nothing wrong. If somebody says something to you, you don't back off. I believe in that. You don't back off. If you believe in yourself, if you believe what the person is saying is not correct, you just stand up and you say that to him. So that's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. But I don't think we should be starting anything. I don't think we should be initiating anything. That is what I feel, because it can actually have an effect. And listen, those couple of overs after that little skirmish, verbal skirmish, Virat Kohli wasn't his normal self. He had a couple of edgy shots, a missed opportunity, a catch landing in no man's land. So let's not forget that it actually did affect him as well, and that could have cost him his wicket.
All right, Sunny bhai, stay with us. I'll go back to Dino now. Dino, as Sunil Gavaskar also mentions, if there is one thing that Kohli can be criticized for, is did he make that cardinal sin of taking what happened on the field outside the field, something that isn't considered, as spirit of the game, irrespective of whether you are an Indian or an Aussie?
And it probably is. And you say, why stoop to the Australians' level, for example, their standards? But he's still a young kid. He's still learning the ropes. And the same thing could be said about Steve Smith to some of his comments, and saying the Indians had no idea what was going on. They didn't have any plans, or they didn't do this. And that's reacted a little bit bad on him today. So, but he probably could be a little bit more quieter and more humble about it. But I've got no problem about it. It's all of a sudden, as you know, we go to press conferences every day. The guys have to say that, the corporate line. And when someone says the truth, we don't like the truth. All of a sudden something happens. So if you keep doing press conferences, sooner or later someone will speak the truth. And I think that's what Virat Kohli's done.
Okay, interesting point. Virat, what he did was speak the truth. And just taking that question forward, Sunny bhai, to you, brash, aggressive, cocky, these are some of the words that are being used to describe Virat at the moment. But maybe in all of this, we've ignored the fact that he could be hurt as well. He did say that, some Aussies don't respect him. He also said that they were calling him a brat. So maybe it wasn't any sort of cockiness, but hurt within that forced him to say the things he did in the presser.
Well, I don't know the reason why he said it. Only he can explain. That's the way he is. That's the way he's going to be successful. That's fine. That's not a problem at all. That is absolutely not a problem at all. But I think everybody has to look at whether it is going to affect the rest of the team as well. Sometimes you say something to the opposition fast bowler, like it happened in Brisbane. They had a go at Mitchell Johnson when he came into bat. Look what happened. He blasted us with the bat, and then he blasted us with the ball. What happened? It was counterproductive. So that is what I'm saying. Individually, when you're batting, you can go ahead and do it, not an issue. Somebody says something to you, either you ignore it, like a lot of Indian players have done in the past, and still gone on to get hundreds and double hundreds. Or you get back into the face of the guy who said something like Virat does, and then get a big 100 yourself. So that's fine. But you also have to look at all times whether it can be counterproductive or not. And it was counterproductive in Brisbane, and we'll have to wait and see what effect it has tomorrow on the final day of the game.
Okay, very interesting point as Sunny Bhai says that, it might fire Virat Kohli up. What does it do to its teammates? The signs haven't been good so far. Thanks so much for joining us, Dean Jones and Sunil Gavaskar. Of course, we look forward to an exciting day of play in the Melbourne Test match. Day 5, nicely poised there between India and Australia.